All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutation to the hopeful leg out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. And what I want to get into today is dealing with, this spiritual army, of the elect, okay, beginning with the 144,000 and the importance of order, staying in order. Now, this lesson, was inspired, by the movie on Amazon Prime. It's called 24th Infantry, if I'm saying it right, 24. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know if you brothers and sisters have seen it, but it's dealing with, Jake, okay, all Jake, military, American military infantry, that was based out in Houston, and pretty much, they went on a massacre, okay, and when you go into the movie, when you watch it, when you see the order, how people, kept their rank according to their order. Everyone had someone, that they answered to, all the way up to the top, and they was in order until the end. Don't want to spoil the movie, but they was in order until the end, and that's when people start dying, man. I just say that, and within this spiritual army, we have to remain in order, okay? Or we can suffer, okay, that fate. You see, whether it be a spiritual death, or a literal death, or both, man. You see? So, what I want to do is get some accounts. I want to start off here first, okay? In the spirit, then we're going to roll from there. Now, this is 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. It said, let all things be done decently and in order, okay? Let all things be done decently and in order. And that scripture is 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, which is what? 144, man. Because there's an order, okay, from Yahweh Shai all the way into the least man. There's a ranking system in the spirit. And on earth, the ranking system that we have, has to be followed to the T. It has to be followed to the T. And Yahweh Shai is tightening the screws up, on that ranking system, because we're finna go, okay, into this spiritual war. We're in spiritual war, but we're finna go to the next phase where we're gonna have to be more in order. Okay? Like it says in 2nd Ezra 16 and 40, my people, be ye as pilgrims and make you ready to the battle. Roughly paraphrasing, man. Because we gearing up to the next phase, of endurance, man. And with that, it calls extreme order. Now, I want to get some accounts. When you go back to Joshua, okay, which was what? A leader amongst our people. Now, let's get Joshua chapter 4. All right, verse 1. Okay, now this is when, because the famous story about Moses, parting, the sea, everyone knows that. But through Joshua, Yahweh Bashim Shai, parted, a river as well, for Israel to walk over, as they was coming into the land of promise. Now, when you go into Joshua 4:1, in fact, it was the Jordan, the Jordan River. And this song, it's one of those songs, those Negro spirituals, where they speak about the Jordan River, about the Israelites dressed in white. And they was talking about the priests, but it's a Negro spiritual. forgot. I don't know if it's Wade in the water or it's one of them, but they talk about the Jordan River and Israelites dressed in white. You know, but they were pretty much it came from this account. Now, when you go to Joshua 4:1, it says, "And it came to pass when all the people were clean passed over Jordan, that the Lord spake unto Joshua, saying, Take you 12 men out of the people, and out of every tribe a man, and command ye them, saying, Take you, take ye, take you hence out of the midst of Jordan, all right, out of the place where the priest's feet stood firm, 12 stones, and ye shall carry them over with you, and leave them in the lodging place where ye shall lodge this night. Then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had prepared of the children of Israel out of every tribe a man." And you see how the order goes. The Most High is dealing with Joshua. Joshua is dealing with, Israel. Okay? And men are in complete order under Joshua, as Joshua is in complete order, okay, under Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right? It says, "And Joshua said unto them, Pass over before the ark, and pass over before the ark of the Lord, your power in the midst of Jordan, and take up every man of you a stone upon his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel, that this may be a sign among you, that when your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, What mean ye by these stones? Then ye shall answer them, that the waters of Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant, okay, of the Lord Yahweh, when it passed over Jordan. The waters of Jordan were cut off, and these stones, all right, shall be made a memorial unto the children of Israel forever. And the stone, it says, and the children of Israel did so as Joshua commanded. Complete order. Okay? And that's why the generation of Joshua was so successful, okay, in conquering, okay, the promised land. Okay? It went back to order and obedience. Okay? Mixed with faith. You see? And it says, reading on, and it says, "And the children of Israel did so as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones out of the midst of Jordan, as the Lord spake unto Joshua, according to the number of tribes of the children of Israel, and carried them over with them unto the place where they lodged, and laid them down there. And Joshua set up 12 stones in the midst of Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests which bear the ark of the covenant stood, and they are," it says, "and they are there unto this day. And the priests which bear the ark stood in the midst of Jordan until everything was finished, that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai commanded Joshua to speak unto the people, according to all that Moses commanded Joshua. And the people hasted and passed over. And it came to pass, when all the people were clean passed over, that the ark of the Lord passed over, and the priests in the presence of the people. And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the head tribe of Manasseh passed over armed before the children of Israel, as Moses spake unto them, about 40,000 prepared for war, over before the Lord until battle to the plains of Jericho." Now, this the point, okay? This the point. On that day, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they feared him as they feared Moses all the days of his life. As they feared Moses all the days of his life. So the Most High caused fear to come on Israel, okay? Called Joshua to be magnified, okay, amongst Israel, so fear can come amongst Israel, okay? Which will what? Create this obedience, this high form of reverence for Joshua. Okay? It created an obedience. Because see, there's a certain reverence. See, you can look up to somebody and not have a real high reverence for them. Okay? You can love somebody and not have a real high reverence for them. But see, coming to the times that we in, we have to have a very high reverence of leadership from top to bottom, man. You know, and Yahweh Shema Shai calls situation to happen that magnifies leadership, that it calls the men under them to fear. Okay? and have this reverence as the Most High did for Joshua, because he displayed that power through Joshua, man, as he did through Moses. Okay? Now, let's get to the next chapter. All right? So you get to chapter 5. All right? And it says, and it came to pass when all the kings of the Amorites, which were on the side of Jordan, this chapter, this Joshua 5:1, it says, were on the side of Jordan westward, and all the kings of Canaanites, which were by the sea, heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel until we were passed over, that their heart melted. And these heathens, going back into it, it said they heart melted. Now, I gotta get that. It said they heart melt, they mind. They was in fear when they was hearing about how the Lord was performing all this power for Israel. Okay? Because they knew we was on their ass, man. In the spirit, man. Lord will, we was part of that generation, man. Of Joshua, man. And we going back to their promised land. But first, what had to happen? Order. And respect for leadership. You see? A reverence for leadership. Now we go to Ezekiel 37. Get straight to the point. All right, this is Ezekiel 37 and 9. It said, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. So through this word going forth through prophecy, the Lord has raised up a spiritual army, and they see the power. Okay, these higher ups of these heathens, the things that we're talking about, these are the things that they're actually doing. So this is a form of power. We're speaking, okay, what they're going to do into existence. The Most High has put his spirit on us, okay, speaking through his men, and that's a showcase of power. Just as they heard about the power that Joshua was doing, moving water, okay, and all these different things, okay, guess what? Now this word is going forth. That's a showcase of power when you can speak something into existence. You see? And that's why you can go to Revelation, but it says this is exceeding great army. It's a spiritual army. When you go to Revelation 11, okay, because that wind, that spirit, that Holy Spirit, okay? Now this is Revelation 11:11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. These heathens, beginning with Esau, Edom, these elites are shook in their counsel, man, because they know what we say to be true. Okay? They're trying to fight against it. But as we're speaking it, it's happening, man. And they're subjugated to these prophecies, man. That's a form of power, man. And we have it in these lowly positions, man. Okay? The hands and feet, the workers, what they call the useless eaters, all right, have this power of the Holy Spirit to prophesy, okay, and things come to pass, man. And it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. It's not of us, man. You had nothing to do with it, man. This was a pre-programmed, all right. This thing is pre-programmed, man. We was pre-programmed to do this, man. It's not of us. The scriptures say we have these treasures in earthly vessels, man. So just as they feared Joshua, they fear this spiritual army now, man. Now this is going back to Joshua, okay. There we go. We have the book of Joshua, chapter 5. On Joshua 5:1, it says, and came to pass when all the kings of the Amorites, which were on the side of Jordan westward, And all the kings of the Canaanites, which were by the sea, heard that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel until we were passed over, that their heart melted, neither was their spirit in them any more, because of the children of Israel. And at that time the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai said unto Joshua, Make these sharp knives and circumcise again the children of Israel the second time. And this going into, it says the second time because you had a generation of Israelites that that was born and raised in the wilderness that wasn't circumcised. And it's gonna go into it, okay? And what it said? Make them a sharp knife, okay? And what is that sharp knife that's circumcising? All right, our minds in this time, because that was a physical circumcision, but now our minds are being circumcised. Okay, let's get that real quick. What's the sharp knife now? Okay, you get Hebrews chapter 4. Hebrews 4 and 12. It said, For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. Okay? So what's being circumcised now is our minds through this word. And what is that word doing? Is cutting back that filth, okay, that was stored up in our minds, man. So like it, you know. Well, Joshua 5 and 2, and it says, At that time the Lord said unto Joshua, Make thee a sharp knife and circumcise again the children of Israel the second time. And Joshua made him sharp knives and circumcised the children of Israel at the heel of the foreskins. And this is the cause why Joshua did circumcise all the people that came out of Egypt, all right, that were males. Even all the men of war died in the wilderness by the way after they came out of Egypt. Now all the people that came out were circumcised, but all the people that were born in the wilderness, by the way, as they came forth out of Egypt, them had not circumcised, you know. And you look at spiritual Egypt, this is where we was bred in this filth. We was bred to be rebellious. We was bred to be individual. We was bred to be out of order as men and women. You know, much as we, you know, get on women, hey, we was bred to be out of order as well, man. And we have to understand order, you know, more, you know, as men, you know, as men of Yahweh Shema Shai in the spiritual army, we have to understand order more, man. You know, we got really have a reverence for our higher ups, man, starting with our camps, okay, going to the region, then going, you know, all the way up top, man. You see? Now, keep reading. It says, For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness to all the people that were men of war, which came out of Egypt were consumed because they obeyed not. They obeyed not. They was out of order. Okay? They obeyed not the voice of the Lord, unto whom the Lord sware that he would show them the land which the Lord sware unto their fathers, that he would give us a land that flowed with milk and honey. And their children whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised because they had not circumcised them by the way. All right? And it came to pass when they had done circumcising all people that they abode in their places in the camp till they were whole. They had to heal. And see, that's what we're doing. We've been circumcised and we're going through what? A healing process. That's why certain things, you know, are being brought out, is being pulled out of us, all right, for the sake of healing, man. You know, there's spiritual healing. You see? The spirit heavy, man. Now I'm going to jump down, okay? Now, verse 13, it says, this is Joshua 5 and 13, it says, And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went out unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries? And this was Yahweh Shai. And he said, Nay, but as a captain, he's showing you his rank. As a captain of the host, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai am now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? You see how Joshua got in order immediately? He became a servant. Here it is. He's a leader over the whole nation. But when Yahweh Shai came, he became a servant. You see that? He dropped down and worshiped as a servant. He had all this great authority, but when his higher up, came to him, he became a servant immediately, man. And like I say, if you brothers and sisters get a chance, watch that movie, 24th. It's on Amazon Prime. Going into the 24th entry. It's based on, a true story, you know. But it just shows you order. And then it shows you what happened when you break order. But Joshua, he instantly broke down to his higher ups, man. Okay? And it says, and the captain of the Lord of hosts said unto Joshua, all right, and remember this Yahweh Shai, loose the shoes from off thy foot, for this place wherein thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. Okay? Obedience, man. Okay? And the thing that, I say, we was bred in the culture that bred rebellion. The woman being rebellion, against the woman being rebellion against the man being rebellion against Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's why, we read it all the time, but let's read it. It should, hit a little different, when we look at it from this perspective of order. Okay? Because see, brothers, what we have to understand, Yahweh Shai, answers to the Most High. And under Yahweh Shai is everything. You have angels, demons, and they all even have their rank. You have the archangels, they have their rank, Then you have the men on earth, okay, beginning with the apostles and elders of GMS. They have their rank, and then there's rank that go all the way down unto each brother, okay? And we have to be in order according to their ranking system, man. Hey, this is a spiritual army, man. Okay? We just in this flesh. You see? So when we obey rank, we're not just obeying the man that's one rank above us. No, we're obeying the complete order of Yahweh Shema Shai. When a woman is in order under the man, she's obeying the rank of Yahweh Shema Shai. She's obeying the ranking file of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Now, let's go from there. Let's get 1 Corinthians 11, okay, and 1. It says, be ye followers of me, even as I am also of a Mashiach, and that's the Apostle Paul. Okay? So just as Joshua was a follower of Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, and the rest of Israel followed him. So the Apostle Paul like, follow me as I follow Yahweh Shema Shai. Follow me as I follow Yahweh Shai, man. Order. Verse 2, it says, now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is the Most High. So Apostle Paul is showing the ranking system, man. The ranking file and order, man. Okay? And he goes all the way from the Most High, Yahweh Shai, within the Israelite men, you have a ranking system. Okay? And then you have the women under those men. You see that? It's complete order, man, from the top to bottom. I have a whole new reverence when it comes to order, man. I have a whole new reverence when it comes to order. Because of circumstances that happen, man. And it's a beautiful thing to have that perspective. I pray for humility more than anything, man. You see? Because that's a foundation, of longevity within this ministry, man. Now, when you also go to, I believe it's 1 Corinthians 15. Okay, this is on 1 Corinthians. Okay, 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. It said, but every man in his order, Yahweh Shai, the first fruits, afterwards they that are Yahweh Shai's at his coming, man. So Yahweh Shai's 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3, man. All right, and within that, there's going to be rank, man. You know, what we have to understand, man, you know, hey, hey, the brother, man, it might be, 20,000 kings, okay, above you in the kingdom, man. It might be 100,000 kings above you in the kingdom, man. Okay, you're gonna have those under you, those that you're on the same rank and file with, and those above us, man, all the way up until Yahweh Shai. You see, a nation of kings, man, like it's making a lot of sense, man. I understood it before to a degree, but now I'm really understanding more and more and more, man. You know, and I want to go into this, and I end it here. Okay, now this is all right. This is First Peter 5, and all right, this is 1 Peter 5 and 1. And it says, the elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the suffering of Yahweh Shai, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of the Most High which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, it says, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind, neither being as lords over the Most High's heritage, but being examples to the flock. See, we're supposed to be the biggest example, of what we teach. Even when we fail, even in failure, we still gotta be the biggest example of what we teach, man. Admitting faults, okay, turning our failure to teaching moments, and building the body up, And it says, neither being, verse 4 says, and when the chief shepherd shall appear, you shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. And it's going to be, within, their order. Okay? Verse 5, it says, likewise, you younger men, submit yourselves unto the elder. All right? Yeah, all of you be subject one to another and be clothed with humility, for the Most High resists the proud and giveth grace to the humble. And the Most High resists the proud, man. He's not dealing with any pride, But it's the thing to submitting ourselves to this order, man. Submitting ourselves to this rank, man. And it has to be hard body, man. Okay? I say the screws are getting tight. All right? Now, I want to get that word subject. All right? Please submit, I believe that's the one. Okay. Now, the Greek word is
Strong's G 5293. Upatasso.
Upatasso. Okay. And it means to range honor, to be subordinate, okay, to obey, to be subject, to yield to one's admonition or advice. Now I want to get this. It says additional information from the outline of biblical usage. It says this word was a Greek military term meaning to arrange troop divisions in a military fashion under the command of a leader. You see that? Order, man. This is a spiritual army. Order. Read it again. It said this word was a Greek military term meaning to arrange troop division in a military fashion under the command of a leader. In non-military use, it was a voluntary attitude of giving in, cooperating, assuming responsibility, and carrying a burden, man. Okay? We had to submit ourselves unto the elders, man. Even just because it don't make direct sense to us at the time, man. That's what faith come in at, man. That's what real trust come in at, man. You know, and you have to go through circumstances to, let go of that distrust you have and fully submit. Circumstances got to come. Like your woman might not trust you all the way right now, but if it's meant for her to be with you, man, okay, something gonna happen that's gonna break her to that little distrust that she got, in you is gonna disappear. It's gonna be gone completely. Guaranteed. Okay? Guaranteed it's gonna be gone, man. It's gonna be drawn out. And with a lot of these women, that distrust they have in Israelite men, it's gonna be drawn out, man. You know? And amongst brothers, the distrust that we got, that we might have within us, man, and it has to be drawn out. Pray for that, that it be drawn out, because you would rather go through this little hurt now, all right, and have a better understanding and get these things out of us. Go ahead, go through that, spiritual detox, than to come into a time where it's really life and death, all right, and you can't maneuver, man, So Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters edify. I just want to bring that out. Like I said, it was inspired by that movie, 24th on Amazon Prime, Lord will, y'all can check it out. But until next time, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah, a Bible Ball, DTA soon.